Hi, friends, and welcome to my very special party today. Can you tell what kind of party we're going to have? I'll give you a clue. It includes baskets, and it includes a super fun blanket, and it includes the woods and bears. That's right. Today we are going to have a teddy bear picnic in the woods. So, welcome to the party. And I wanted to know, do any of you know how long picnics have been popular for? Yeah, like 5 or 10 years, maybe? How about 200? 200 years. Isn't that exciting? So, back a long time ago in France, where they have the Eiffel Tower and delicious cheese and yummy breads and so many other fabulous things. Back a long time ago, there used to be kings and queens who had beautiful palaces with gardens and special parks, but only the kings and queens and their friends got to go to them. So, about 200 years ago is when other people, so just the regular people, had a chance to go to those parks when the king and queen were no longer in charge and when the people were in charge after something called the French Revolution. So that's when people got to gather up some fun food and meet up with their friends and enjoy the beautiful gardens and parks. So that's why picnics became popular. And it didn't just stay popular in France. Oh no, they became popular all around the world. And that's why we get to go on picnics today, which I personally love to do. But if you're going to go on a picnic, you need to be prepared. So, we're going to talk about what you need to think about when you're planning a special picnic party. The first thing you want to think about is where you want to have your special picnic party. Today, I selected my fabulous woods. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. These are not real woods. These are woods that I created in my house because I was a little too worried that it was going to be chilly outside today. So I thought, why not have the picnic inside of my house? But you could also pick to go to a park or a garden like they did in France, or you can go to the real woods where there are real trees, or you could go even in your front yard or your backyard. You can really have a picnic any old place. Typically, they're outside, but again, I'm having a picnic inside today. So, really, it works however you want to do it. So, first you pick your location, and then you want to think about who you want to invite. Do you want to invite a lot of people or just a few of your closest friends? Today, I thought it would be most special just to have four of my friends invited. So I kept my invitation list a little smaller. And you can think about who you want to invite. Is it your mom and dad, or your brother and sister, or your puppy? Now, warning, if you bring a puppy to a picnic, you have to be extra careful that your puppy does not steal your food. That's right. Sometimes dogs and food do not mix if you've got a little snatcher. So think about who you want to invite. And then after that, you want to think about the things that you need based on where you're going and who's coming with you. So, first of all, you might want to find some kind of a fun picnic basket. You don't have to have a picnic basket though. You could also have a bag to carry your food in or a cooler. You can do whatever makes most sense for your family or for your friends who you're meeting with. And then you want to think about, okay, so am I going to maybe a park that has picnic benches? So you can sit at the picnic table with the picnic benches and you don't have to sit on the ground. Or are you going to a place with a beautiful lawn where you're going to need something like this picnic blanket? And this one is nice because when you're done using it, you can just shake, shake, shake it out and you can put it in the laundry machine at home and wash it up. The blanket that I'm sitting on right now, as you can see, is a really beautiful quilt that used to be my grandma's. So this isn't one that I would take into the woods to get dirty. I might use it on my front lawn, but it might also just be best to be used on the inside of my house. So you think about, do you need a picnic blanket? And then what else do you need? Maybe you want something to drink. You could have a special bottled water, or maybe a special can of soda or sparkling juice. And I bet a lot of you have reusable bottles that you can use too, huh? You can put in water or really any drink that you want to have, because picnics are a party. And so think about what makes most sense to drink with the rest of your food. What will keep you nice and hydrated as you're having lots of fun. And then I like to think about, okay, what am I going to eat on? And if you're going to go to all the trouble to have a picnic, you may as well have a fun plate. So I have a couple of purple plates that would be really fun. They're square, which is kind of modern and silly. Or this one, also square, except that it has a lovely scalloped edge and a rainbow. So I love this plate because it's so colorful and beautiful. But for this party today, I picked a very important plate because as long as I'm having a teddy bear picnic, I'm going to go very crazy. And so I have these special bear plates for my friends to use today. And remember, anytime you have food, it's really important to have napkins. So I made sure that my friends have napkins today to eat with their food. And of course, I'll keep one on my lap as well. And then once you have that figured out, you really should think about, now, are you going to be in the woods where maybe you need some bug spray? Or is it really going to be sunny outside in the park? So maybe do you need a little sunscreen or sunglasses to protect your eyes? Or another thing that can be really nice is something to protect your head. And somehow, have I managed to lose my hat over there? I think my bear knocked my hat over. Let's see if I can get it. Whoop! Do I look, it's backwards, you silly goose. Do I look fedorable or what? That's right. When it's super sunny outside, you want to make sure that you protect your nose and your ears and your face from the sun. So think about what you need to protect yourself with. Here, Bear, do you want to wear my fedora? There, that's perfect. And if it's chilly outside, maybe you want to make sure that you have an extra jacket to take with you or a sweater. So you're outside, and so you don't have a closet that you can just run to if you're chilly. So you've got to think about all the things that you need ahead of time. And then what's probably the most important thing to take to a picnic? We've got our blanket, we've got our baskets, we've got something to drink, and we have plates to eat on. But what's going to go inside of our tummies? So I have a couple of recommendations of some fun things that I packed in my picnic basket today. And the first thing that I have are some healthy, delicious apples. And you can have an apple just as an apple, or you could bring some apple sauce with you. Or if you're lucky like I am, and you have a mom who decided to make some delicious homemade applesauce, you can have homemade applesauce. But for this one, you want to be really thoughtful about what you're packing, and you want to make sure that you have a spoon to serve the applesauce with, and you want to make sure that you have something that you can put, like a bowl or a cup that you can put the applesauce with, and you definitely want to make sure that you have a spoon to eat it with, because can you believe how messy it would get if you ate it with your hands? That would be crazy. And so then I also like to have cheese and crackers when I'm at a picnic. And so you can get some of the cheese and crackers that are already made and already together. You can do cheesy crackers, or you can do peanut butter crackers, or you can bring crackers and cheese and put them together. This is a fun cheese that you can spread on with a knife. And so I have a little spreading knife right here so we can spread the cheese on. Or you can come with cheese that's already sliced. This cheese has already been sliced, so all you have to do is put it onto the cracker. Or if you want to be extra fancy schmancy, you can bring a cutting board, just like this one, and you can bring a little knife like this one, and your mom and dad can slice the cheese right there. And while they're at it, they may as well slice up one of those apples too, so you can have a fresh, delicious apple all ready to go. Now, another thing that's super fun to eat at a picnic is something like a chip or a pretzel, something that has a really fun crunch to it that tastes extra delicious. And of course, you want a treat like one of these fun cupcakes or one of these fun Twinkies, which right now, these might be something that you have in your pantry and that you could pull out for an extra special treat. But I'm forgetting one very important item that is really fun to have at a picnic. Can you guess what it is? What I'm missing so far? Sandwiches. You can pack some fun sandwiches. And these sandwiches I cut into triangles because why be square if you can make a triangle? And this one is extra silly and special. And because we're having a teddy bear picnic, I have a teddy bear sandwich with peanut butter and cinnamon honey. It's going to taste so, so, so delicious. I can't wait to have it. Now, what do you have in your house that you could take on to a picnic? What kind of food would you bring that you have in your house right now? Do you think you can take 1 minute to look around and see what you could bring on the picnic? And while you're at it, why don't you grab a friend? Because picnics are most fun when you have somebody to share it with. All right, get ready, set, go! Oh boy, you are so fast. I can see you running around. All right, but what are you going to come back with? I can't imagine. Oh, great choice, oranges. Is that what I think it is? Did you grab some fried chicken? Oh, fried chicken is a really fun food to have at a picnic. Excellent choice. Ooh, some brownies and cookies. Oh, wow. Look at all those things. I love it. And because I wanted you guys to bring an extra friend, I found an extra friend to join my picnic as well too. So I'm going to put this little guy right here so that we have all these friends to share this special picnic with. Now, we also can make something that makes our picnic so much more enjoyable, especially if we're going to be at a park or a playground or a campground that has a picnic table. You don't always know who else has been sitting on the picnic table, or you might not have something to wipe the table down with. So one fun thing that you can bring on your picnic is a placemat. So you can set it down on the picnic table and then you can put your plate on top of it and you don't have to worry if food falls off of your plate, if you should eat it or not. So we are going to work on making a special placemat craft. And for this, you need a couple of different things. First, you need one sheet of colored paper that you can have as the bottom of your placemat. So I'm going to put that right here. Actually, I'm going to move my little bear friend over here so that you can see better. Here, there he is. All right. Then you're going to have two different lengths of paper. You have one that's a little bit longer and one that's a little bit shorter. And they match the length and width of your paper. So that's not too hard, right? And these, for this example, I'm using 2-inch paper strips. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting one of our glue sticks. I'm going to move this napkin over so I can reach my glue. Thank you, Bear, for holding my glue. And I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to start by gluing my white strip, so my shorter strip, and putting it in the corner of my paper. So I've got one strip going down so far. And then I'm going to take the long red strip and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. And then I'm going to stick it in the top corner so that it's on top of my white paper. So I've got red on the top, white going down the side. And then I'm going to go all the way along using my white strips of paper. And because the white is under the red on the first strip, it's going to go over the red on the second strip. So we're going to make a pattern that goes all the way across the paper. So white goes over and then white goes under. And as I'm gluing, I want to always make sure that the my paper is glued, that the green paper has paper glued on it, and that the top strip is glued down as well. So I'm gonna just keep gluing as I go along. Okay, so I've got red, white, red. What would my next color be? White. So this strip is gonna go on top of the red. And then I'm gonna glue my red down to the green paper. And then here's my last one. I've got a white strip and it's gonna go under so that I have red, white, red, white, red. Now you'll notice I've got a little bit of an extra strip of green right now. That's totally okay. We're gonna take care of that at the very end. And then I'm gonna take my 3 remaining red strips and I'm going to do the same thing where I'm creating an alternating pattern. So here on this, going down my paper, first I have red. So my second strip is going to go underneath the white so that I have a red white pattern going down. Make sure that again, my white strip is glued on top of the red and the red is glued on top of the green. And then my next strip is going to be red on top. And then my last one is going to be red on the bottom. So red goes on top of the green and under the white. So I'm going to make sure my white is glued down to my red. Does that look like it's done? No, we've got a little bit more work to do. So this time I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. So what we're going to do is a basket weave. So just like these picnic baskets that I have with me today, we're going to weave our paper so that we have a checkerboard placemat. So the first one is white. So I'm going to pull my paper so that it goes, oh, it's getting a little sticky. That's okay. I'll just push it through and make it work. Easy peasy. And then, so I have white, red, and then I'm going to want my last strip to go under the white, not too hard. And then for my third row, it's red. So then I want to pull my third row under the white, over the white, under the white, over the white. See how we have a little checkerboard started? And then on the very last one, I have white and then red, white, and then red. And then the very last one is going to be white. Not too hard. You just have to be patient and you have to follow the pattern. And don't worry, paper is pretty pliable, which means that you can move it quite a bit. So don't worry if you have to pull up and if it feels a little funny, that's okay. You just have to stay focused and work on it. Now, the next thing that we want to do, and I'm going to switch from using a glue stick to using white glue because this is just a little bit easier to use for the last step. But now I want to make sure because I have all these edges that are loose and I want to make sure that everything is glued down. So I'm going to start by taking my paper and making sure that everything, that the green paper has a nice stripe of glue going all the way down. Whoop, it would help if I turned the nozzle the right way. So here we go. I'm going to try that again. So I'm going to make sure I've got a stripe of white glue going all the way down. And then I'm going to push. And then I'm going to check my tabs and see if any of my tabs need a little extra glue to make sure, there we go, that everything is glued down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the far side where I'm going to pick up my corner and make sure that I have a nice stripe of glue going all the way across the bottom. And then I'm just going to push down. And what's this guy doing over here? If you've got any last little sillies who are popping up, you can just pick up your paper and put a nice dot of glue down. And then I'm going to just make sure my last tabs have a little glue. Yep, that one's done. So look at this fun checkerboard pattern. But wait, something's wrong because we still are a little uneven on the sides and the bottom. But that's no problem because I've got a handy dandy pair of scissors right here. And all I have to do is trim along that bottom line. That's not too hard to do. Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if your stripes aren't perfectly straight or if you cut something that's just a little bit off. That is totally fine. You know why? Because this is a placemat that's going to go under a plate with food on it. And most likely by the time you're done eating your special picnic, there's going to be food on here. So it's okay if it's not perfect. Eventually, it's just going to go in the garbage. Which, speaking of garbage, another thing that you want to make sure that you have on your picnic is a bag. Because when you go on a picnic, you don't want to leave anything behind. So I'm going to put all my little scraps of paper in here. And after you're done eating, you want to make sure that all your wrappers, so all the things that were in the picnic basket, if you have a wrapper left over for your Twinkie or for your chips or for your cheese, that you're making sure that all of those go into either a trash can or into a bag that you take away and throw away when you get home. Okay, so that's it. That's our placemat. Not too shabby, right? Well, guess what? There are some other fun variations that you can do on this placemat. You can, instead of doing 2-inch strips of paper, it takes a little bit longer, but you can do 1-inch strips of paper and have an even smaller checkerboard. See the difference between these two with kind of a fat checker and then a little checker? And depending on the size of your guests, maybe you just need a small placemat. And if you turn it upside the right way, you can see that there's a heart on this one because I just love you guys so much. And another crazy thing to do, instead of just doing 2 colors to make a checkerboard, you can use 4. On this one, I used purple and yellow being the long strips and pink and blue to be my other strips. And didn't that make kind of a fun pattern going all the way down? Yeah, it's so fun. Now, if you don't like the checkerboard look, that's okay too. You can still make a placemat by just coloring a picture. That is a perfectly great placemat as well. And on this one, on this placemat, I had a couple of little extra things that I thought I would add on. So I added a little bit of a flower and I have Mr. Bumblebee over here. So he looks super cute on the placemat. So you can add a few things just to make them extra fun. And speaking of fun, why not make a couple of games on your placemat? When you go out to restaurants, they have fun games that you can play. So why not make some on the placemat that you can have at your picnic? I've got a tic-tac-toe board. I have a connect the dots game. It makes it so fun and special. Now, if you want to play just a teeny tiny trick on your family, here's something that you can do. On this placemat, which I made to be square, to be a little extra silly, do you see something funny crawling around here? That's right, I drew some ants. Do you think if you drew some ants at the bottom of your placemat, you could play a trick on your family and say, oh no, the ants are gonna get my food? Who do you think would fall for that silly trick in your house? Well, I just wanna thank you guys for coming along on my special picnic party. I have had so much fun talking with you today, and I have fun talking with you every time you join me at BC Storytimes. So don't remember to check out my channel at BC Storytime on YouTube and see if there are any other shows that you want to watch, because I love talking about fun things like shapes and parties and making crafts and just having tons and tons of fun with you. All right, friends, until next time, see you later.